The domestic violence is a big problem in the US and around the world. And I've been asked what's going on, so I'd like to refer to a few things about it. Basically, there's no excuse for domestic violence. We need to support both people in the issue, but many times I've found that the abuser certainly doesn't want to come to counseling. And they'll make all kinds of promises about getting better, but they just won't do it because they haven't changed the subconscious patterns and sometimes even the unconscious patterns that have led to this. So what can you do? You need to, first of all, it's really crucial to know to not let anyone abuse you, because it increases their guilt and it increases your guilt. You feel bad, which is guilt, and whenever you have guilt, you'll punish yourself and you'll get either more aggressive toward yourself or toward others. One of the things that I've found is that if I can work with the person who's been abused, and I've had about 4 cases like this that directly came to me, and to work with healing their abuse and why they were attacking themselves through another person. Now, this doesn't give somebody an excuse to go attack anybody, believe me, because there's 2 people who are 100% responsible. But if I can get one person willing, I've gone down to the roots of where this self-attack began, which is always a mistake, always some kind of illusion, some kind of guilt that they're punishing themselves for, and heal that mistake, that misunderstanding, that illusion, and they feel innocent, then they feel no desire to be attacked again. The first person I worked with was back in the 70s. And the next time she saw her husband, she said, "You'll never touch me again." Now, actually, that's an embedded command because the subconscious doesn't hear negatives. So unless you add a positive behind a statement like, "You'll never touch me again," which he didn't do, it actually impels the person to do it. Anyhow, he never touched her again in an abusive way because we had healed that level of self-attack so well, that level of guilt, which was all a mistake, all an illusion, but it saved their family. And I was giving a lecture in Honolulu, and I was talking about this very thing. I guess it was 1984, and a woman came up to me and said, "Boy, I'd love for that to be true, but I don't believe it." I said, "Well, you don't need to believe it because I believe it, and I'm the one who's carrying that principle." So she tried it with me. She came for a session, and we found the root of it. It was easy enough to find the root of it, and we healed that. And what happened was that her husband came back, and he promised not to ever do that again, and he completely transformed. And so that her husband, and her daughter, were able to go on from that. And I've had a couple more cases, in that very thing. So what I find is you work with the person who's most open, who's most amenable, because either one can heal the problem. And even I'm working at such a deep level. See, the whole world reflects our mind. So there is a self-concept of an abuser in the one who's abused. There's a place where they believe that they were an abuser. Now that's a mistake too. It's a shadow figure, and that can be healed through a whole other system of healing shadows. So there's many ways to go, but it has to do with, you got to get past the blame and the grievances and the self-attack about letting yourself be a victim in this situation, and provide yourself the support and the comfort of friends and people who know how. But find out where you believe that you deserve to be attacked or punished. It's not the truth. You're innocent and your partner's innocent, but they really need help. And if you don't help them, who can? So thank you for opening to these new ideas.